Friends, as I have already explained about the OOP, Object-Oriented Programming Languages, the category I have already explained in my previous video, and today, right now, I am going to explain about as I have already told you that Java is the most popular language across the world right now. आज की डेट में जावा सबसे पॉपुलर लैंग्वेज है. इसके कई सारे फीचर्स हैं जिनके बारे में मैं बाद में बात करूँगा. बहुत इसको पॉपुलर और पावरफुल लैंग्वेज बनाने में जावा को बहुत सारे इसके पीछे इनबिल्ट इसके फीचर्स हैं जिनके बारे में मैं बाद में आपसे बात करूँगा. लेकिन अभी मैं आपको जावा के बारे में थोड़ी सी हिस्ट्री बताता हूँ और उसके बाद फिर मैं आपसे डिस्कस करूँगा रिगार्डिंग द प्रिंसिपल्स ऑफ ओओपी. तो पहले जावा की थोड़ी सी हिस्ट्री जान लेते हैं. जावा वाज बेसिकली डेवलप्ड बाय मिस्टर जेम्स गोसलिंग. ही वाज अ कंप्यूटर इंजीनियर, ही वाज अ सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियर, and he was working in a company there in Canada, and earlier he has developed a language named as Oak. It was named as Oak. Oak was developed by James Gosling for writing programs for the intelligent devices at that point of time, like for washing machine or for remote of your TV or for iron, in all whatever consumable devices that you use in your house or in your office, they all have got some kind of chip inbuilt in that in these devices, and these chips are pre-programmed by some or other software developer, and the program is then kept in the form of chip in your consumable electronic device. For example, I have already told you the washing machine or the iron or your remote, TV remote, or in itself your TV, they all are programmed, and as you give the instruction, they follow your instruction and then they start working. So for that reason, Mr. James Gosling, he has developed a language named as Oak. आपको पता है Oak is a name of a tree. जो चीड़ के पेड़ होते हैं, जिनको देवदार के पेड़ भी कहा जाता है, तो वो उनके ऑफिस के बाहर काफ़ी सारे चीड़ के देवदार के पेड़ थे, ओक ट्रीज़ थे. तो उन ओक ट्रीज़ के नाम पर उन्होंने इस लैंग्वेज का जो उन्होंने छोटी सी लैंग्वेज बनाई थी उसका नाम दिया मिस्टर जेम्स गोसलिंग ने. दिस वाज नेम्ड एज ओक. देन आफ्टर very soon, after a few years, in 1991, a company named as Sun Microsystem. This was the company based in America, Sun Microsystem. This company has taken over this language, Sun Microsystems. It has taken over this language, Oak, and asked Mr. Gosling that developed a full-fledged programming language. Mr. Gosling को कहा गया कि एक full-fledged programming language develop करें, and he has been provided a team of 4 members. This was the team of 4 members. James Gosling itself, he was the head of the team, and then Andrew, and then One Half, and then Arthur. These are the 4 members, and they have started writing a programming language, and this language was named as Java, taking their initial, I mean the name of taking their initials of the name. तो इनका जो नाम का शुरुआती जो अल्फ़ाबेट्स थे उनको लेके इस लैंग्वेज का नाम दिया जावा, और ये सन माइक्रोसिस्टम की प्रॉपर्टी थी जावा. Later on it has been overtaken by the company. This is again American company, and this company has taken, this company was named as Oracle. This company has taken this language, and now this is this language Java that is available free of cost for the developers to writing program either for the learning or for writing softwares for professional uses. This language is available free of cost, and that is why this is a very reason. That is why this language is a very popular language, Java. And this was the brief history regarding Java. And after that, now I'm going to discuss regarding the principles of OOP. I mean, हर लैंग्वेज के या हर किसी चीज़ के काम करने के कोई सिद्धांत होते हैं, तो वो सिद्धांत क्या हैं जिस पर ऑब्जेक्ट ओरिएंटेड प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज काम करती है और जिसकी वजह से इसको सबसे पावरफुल प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज बताया गया, मतलब कहा गया और आज की डेट में है भी सबसे पावरफुल प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज है, सबसे पॉपुलर प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज है। एंड इसके कुछ प्रिंसिपल्स हैं और ये प्रिंसिपल्स हैं, द वेरी फर्स्ट प्रिंसिपल इज़ एब्स्ट्रैक्शन, then the second principle is encapsulation, the third principle is inheritance, and the fourth principle is polymorphism, and the last principle is dynamic binding. There are 5 principles. On these principles it works, and object-oriented programming languages are supposed to work. And these principles are taken by different parts of our life, different parts of our sciences. The first principle is known as abstraction. Abstraction means hiding of the details. Hiding of details means एक एंड यूज़र है जो एक किसी भी चीज़ को यूज़ कर रहा है, उसको डिटेल्स से कोई मतलब नहीं है। जैसे मैंने आपसे कहा कि स्विच ऑन द फैन, then you will definitely go to the switchboard and you will switch on the fan, and you don't know what is happening inside the circuitry behind the switchboard, and fan starts running. I have told that switch on the light, then you have put the switch on the light, and light started glowing. You don't know the circuitry because you are not supposed to be an electrician, so you are not bothered about that how it is working, but it is working because something is inside done to do this work. So like you use a mobile phone, so if you have to make a call, you make a call. If you have to take a photograph, you take a photograph. You don't know what is happening inside. So this concept is known as abstraction, means hiding the detail, packing everything inside in the cabinet and giving you only the main switches. That is known as abstraction. Hiding the details from whom? Hiding the details from the end user. That is known as abstraction. This is called abstraction. This is the very first principle of object-oriented programming language. Then the second principle is encapsulation. Encapsulation is basically wrapping up of details. What is that? Wrapping up of details. It is basically a kind of encapsulation. Is a kind of wrapping. So in this case, we hide the we are, as I have already told you, that we try to hide the details from the end user. So what we do, we wrap up the data and member functions, like whatever details we are supposed to write in our program, we wrap up all the details in a class and in Java, and then that is known as encapsulation. Means we don't want to show the details to the end user. So we wrap up all the details in a wrapper, and that is known as encapsulation. So you can say that encapsulation is a way to implement the abstraction. Encapsulation के ही help से हम abstraction को implement कर सकते हैं. This is encapsulation is a way to implement the abstraction. Then this is the second principle, as I have already told you, and I hope that everything would be clear regarding these two, abstraction and encapsulation, because these are the internally connected. These two are internally connected, and I hope that this must be clear. And the first principle was known as abstraction, and the second principle was the encapsulation, on which the OOP works. Then the third principle I am going to talk about, that is the inheritance. Inheritance, for guys, you know, we inherit the properties of our forefathers, and we talk as sometimes we talk, sometimes we walk, sometimes we communicate our feelings, our emotions as our forefathers has given, and some nature we adopt ourselves in ourselves. So that is the inheritance. We inherit the properties from others, from our forefathers, and some properties we develop our own. So this is a very powerful principle of OOP, inheritance, because you know that wheels are not invented every day. Once it was invented at the time of Mohenjo-daro or Harappa time, and then we are using the same wheel. पहिए का आविष्कार रोज रोज नहीं होता है, तो एक बार पहिए का आविष्कार हुआ तो वो पहिया आज भी हम यूज़ कर रहे हैं, चाहे वो साइकिल हो, चाहे वो कार हो, चाहे वो हवाई जहाज़ हो. बस उसको हम अकॉर्डिंगली अपने हिसाब से मॉडिफाई करते हैं, और मॉडिफाई करके उसको हम किसी भी व्हीकल में यूज़ करते हैं. तो उसी तरीके से इनहेरिटेंस जो है, इट प्रमोट्स द रीयूजेबिलिटी ऑफ द सेम कोड. रीयूजेबिलिटी को प्रमोट करता है ये, और बार बार हम एक ही कोड को, एक ही प्रोग्राम को बार बार हमको ना लिखना पड़े, और उस पर हम अपने रिसोर्सेज को वेस्ट ना करें. इसके लिए इनहेरिटेंस एक बहुत ही पावरफुल प्रिंसिपल है जो इन्होंने जावा के डेवलपर्स ने, OOP के डेवलपर्स ने प्रोवाइड किया हुआ है इन ऑब्जेक्ट ओरिएंटेड प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेजेस. सो दिस टर्म हैज़ केम फ्रॉम बायोलॉजी. बायोलॉजी से ये टर्म लिया गया. बायोलॉजी में आपको पता है कि इनहेरिटेंस के बारे में बात करते हैं, तो बायोलॉजी से ही ये टर्म लिया हुआ है. देन द सेकेंड, द फोर्थ कैटेगरी, दैट इज़ नोन एज पॉलीमॉर्फिज्म. सो यू नो दैट दिस टर्म इज़ टेकन फ्रॉम केमिस्ट्री. केमिस्ट्री से ये टर्म लिया गया, और केमिस्ट्री में यू नो दैट पॉली स्टैंड्स फॉर मेनी. Poly stands for many. So polymorphism, this term is taken from chemistry, and poly stands for many. So you know that poly means many. So when one thing shows different property in different condition, that is known as polymorphism. This is the definition of polymorphism. Polymorphism किसको कहते हैं कि एक ही चीज़ है, और एक ही चीज़ वही सेम, जैसे केमिस्ट्री में कुछ केमिकल सब्सटेंसेस होते हैं, जैसे फास्फोरस होता है या रेडियम होता है. जब आप रेडियम को डार्क लाइट में रखते हैं तो वो ग्लो करता है, ग्रीन ग्लो करता है, और जब आप उसको उजाले में ले जाते हैं तो वो फिर नॉर्मल वाइट कलर में हो जाता है. उसी तरीके से यहाँ पे भी पॉलीमॉर्फिक बिहेवियर, पॉलीमॉर्फिज्म को इन्होंने इम्प्लीमेंट किया हुआ है OOP में. अब इसके बारे में हम डिटेल में आपसे फिर बात करेंगे. तो पॉली स्टैंड्स फॉर मेनी. अब इसका एक एग्जांपल हम आपको सिंपली देंगे टू एक्सप्लेन यू बेटर. लाइक प्लस, दिस इज एन ऑपरेटर. सो व्हेन यू राइट लाइक 2 + 3, then you will find the sum of 2 + 3, that will come equal, of course, 5. And when you write suppose two words like in India plus country, so you have written two words. This operator is same, plus is here, but here it is doing addition. Here it is doing addition. Here it is finding out the addition of two numbers, because these are the numbers 2 and 3. So it sees from it sees to its both sides like 2 and 3, and then it finds the sum of 2 and 3, and then it gives the 5. Then in case of here, like you can see that I have used two words. and these two words I have kept in two double quotes. डबल कोट्स के अंदर हमने दो वर्ड्स को रखा हुआ है, और ये दोनों वर्ड्स जो हैं बीच में प्लस ऑपरेटर है. अब ये प्लस ऑपरेटर वही ऑपरेटर है जो यहाँ पे यूज़ किया हुआ है और फिर यहाँ पे यूज़ किया हुआ है. अब यहाँ पे क्या है, यहाँ पे ये ऐड कर रहा है, एडिशन कर रहा है, ये ऐड कर रहा है, दो नंबर्स को ऐड कर दिया इसने सिंपली. लेकिन यहाँ पे ये क्या कर रहा है, कॉन्कैटिनेट कर रहा है. कॉन्कैटिनेट बोलते हैं इसको. दिस इज इन कंप्यूटर टर्म्स दिस इज नोन एज कॉन्कैटिनेशन. ये कॉन्कैटिनेट कर रहा है, and then finally it will make a single word like India country without any space. India country, दो वर्ड्स को कॉन्कैटिनेट किया और एक सिंगल वर्ड बना दिया. ऑपरेटर वही है, बस फ़र्क क्या है कि प्लस ऑपरेटर यहाँ पे ऐड कर रहा है और यहाँ पे ये ऑपरेटर दो वर्ड्स को कॉन्कैटिनेट कर रहा है. तो ये जो है इस प्लस ऑपरेटर का क्या है, पॉलीमॉर्फिक बिहेवियर है. This is the polymorphic behavior of this plus operator. So I hope that I have made myself clear and thorough to you. And now regarding polymorphism, and now I'm going to discuss regarding the last principle of OOP, that is the dynamic binding. Friends, guys, you know that what happens in पहले क्या होता था, पीओपी में जब पीओपी का जो ड्रॉबैक के बारे में मैंने बात किया था, तो पीओपी का जो ड्रॉबैक होता था वो ये होता था कि उसमें जो भी हम प्रोग्राम्स लिखते थे वो लिखने के बाद जो है वो कंपाइलर के पास जाता था, कंपाइलर उसको चेक करके उसका मशीन कोड जनरेट करता था. लेकिन यहाँ पे जैसे ही प्रोग्राम लिखने के बाद हम कंपाइल करते हैं, वो ऑलरेडी उसको डायनामिकली जो है ये बाइंड कर लेता है और कंपाइलर, और उसको बाइट कोड में कन्वर्ट कर देता है. बाइट कोड जो है ये नेटिव एग्जीक्यूटेबल कोड होता है. अगर इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि आपने अगर प्रोग्राम किसी भी ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम पे लिखा in OOP, for example, if you have used any of the operating system, for example, you have written a program using Windows, and somebody is using another operating system, that is Mac operating system. This is another operating system, Mac OS. Somebody is using Mac OS. Then this can be the program is written in Windows, but since it has been already, it has been dynamically binded. So this program can run on Mac OS also without any problem. So these were the 5 principles of the OOP, guys. Now the first principle I have discussed about abstraction. Abstraction means hiding of the details from the end user, and then encapsulation. Encapsulation means wrapping up of the details and showing only the essential features to the end user. Then inheritance. Inheritance means we are not supposed to write the same program again and again. We encourage the reusability of the same code again and again by any user. I will give you another example in my next video. And then polymorphism. You know that poly stands for many, and polymorphic behavior I have already explained with you what is polymorphism. And then the last principle of OOP is dynamic binding. As I have already told that the drawback of POP was improved in this because POP was not supposed to generate the native executable code. It was generating native executable code, but OOP is not supposed to generate native executable code. It generates the code the code that is supposed to execute on your computer on any kind of platform. You can execute your code. Once it is written in Windows, you can execute in Mac OS using Mac OS operating system, or you can again you can execute the same code on Unix operating system or Linux operating system, any of the operating system. So that is the principle. These are the principles of OOP, object-oriented programming languages. I hope that I have made myself clear. And thanks for watching, and keep on liking the video, and please subscribe us. Thank you.